Hi, I'm Captain Monte with Texas Fishing Tips, and this is your weekly fishing report.
The winds will be coming down later part of this week, by this weekend. Good time to get out here early in the morning with some live croaker and working out here on these edges, these rocks, and this shoreline all through here. Live croaker, we've been catching some good numbers of trout through here. Just when you hook into them bigger trout, try to get them back in the water. Make sure they're revived, and that way the porpoises won't just eat them. Make sure they're good and ready to go back in the water and they can swim off on their own. That is one of the key tricks right now when you are catching bigger trout. But there's some good ones in here between, your 17s to 22s, 23s. But then, we've been catching some bigger ones. So just make sure you release your fish and think about the population. But other than that, we've been coming out here to the south and the north jetty, getting our fish finders on. There's been good numbers of redfish working out here at the tips on these rocks. If you get out here a little bit further past the jetties and get your fish finder on and find the bulk of the fish, there have been black drum out here. There have been redfish. There have been slot reds. There have been bull reds. We've also been catching a few Spanish mackerel through here. So there's a lot of bait coming into the jetties right now, and there have been good fish coming through the jetties. We've also been catching a few flounder on cut mullet. So all this edge has been holding good fish. If it's too rough for those of you in the shallow water boats, we've been doing good over here on Lily Ann. Early in the morning, been working these edges. There have been redfish up tight. There have been trout over here in this 3 foot of water. So with this full moon like we had a few days ago, the bite's been a little bit later. But if you'll just keep bumping down and be patient, you'll get you a box of fish. There've been some good fish coming through here. Even some black drum through here. They have been dredging out here in the middle. So be careful of these dredge lines. That way you ain't hung up with your lower unit on these dredge lines. If that mud is being pushed through and that water's darker, get out of that dredge mud and just keep bumping down and get back into some clear water. Down here on this point, been catching a lot of good fish through here. Been some speckled trout through here. There's been ladyfish. I like coming down here and getting my ladyfish or skipjack and using them later in the day for my redfish. Them redfish really been liking that skipjack. Also, if you come down here and start a Corpus Christi Bayou and work it on the way down to Trailer Island, all this edge has been holding good trout. There have been redfish coming in there when we're trout fishing and getting some reds out here. So all this edge has been holding good fish. Some days they're in 3.5 foot of water. Some days they're out there in that 6 foot of water. So once you find that happy medium where them fish are at and you find the size that you're looking for, stick with the depth and just keep working that depth and moving on down. That's the key to it. Over here in Yucca, we've been kind of working through here. All this whole edge has been holding pretty good numbers of red. There have been some bigger reds through here. I have been seeing some black drum. Also, California hole right now on the edges into this deeper water. Right on the edge, early in the morning, been good trout all through here around California hole right now. Out here in front of Harbor Island, same deal, about 3.5 foot of water. Just depending, you might have to go out to 5 foot. But that 3.5 to 4 foot of water with live croaker, first thing in the morning when that current's not ripping real hard, if you just got a slow or a slack tide, we've been doing real good all the way down to the point on our trout. Been good fish through here. Also, if you just come on down to Pelican on these rocks out here in front, you don't have to get right up on the shore. Them rocks come out a pretty good ways, about 5 to 6 foot of water. Been good numbers of trout, live shrimp under a popping cork or free lining or your croaker have been really working real good right through here. Also, if you come on the back side of of pelican and get up on these flats and look for that bait. There have been some schools of redfish working on this inside of pelican right now. Those of you that like to wade fish, this is a perfect spot to come in early in the morning, late part of the evening, and find that bait and just jump out of the boat and start walking this edge, and you'll see them school of fish. But some good fish all around pelican right now. Even if you come back to the backside early in the morning on this bigger wells, there's a big well here and there's a few small wells. We've been getting pretty good numbers of trout working all these little wells right here behind pelican. So take your time, stick with it, have confidence in where you're fishing. If croaker ain't getting them, live shrimp's been the ticket. But, you know, live croaker has been catching good trout and good redfish. Main thing is look for the bait. Once you find the bait, you're going to find the fish. Another good place to target them fish, we've been coming over here to the North Pass and working these potholes. Live croaker or your cut mullet, just depending on what you're targeting. There have been trout through here. There have been redfish through here. What we've been doing is getting up to these sand holes and throwing them baits right into the sand pockets and give it, 10, 15 minutes. If not, power pole up, drift on down, or use your trolling motor, get to the next pothole. If you'll just target these potholes along the North Pass and back here on San Jose Island, there have been good numbers of fish all through here. It's a good area to work, a lot of room to work, and just keep bumping down, working this area all the way down to Blind Pass. If you get bored with that, come on on the inside of Mud Island. This water gets pretty deep out here. You can get in that 5 to 6 foot of water and throw up towards the bank. There's a lot of grass when you get up closer. But if you'll just figure out where that grass meets that deeper water and put them baits right on that edge, live croaker, you get a knockdown. There's been good trout through here. The tighter that you get up in here with your cut baits or your live mullet or your mud minnows or a cut mullet or a cut ladyfish, even your menhaden, get it in here tight. Try not to move the baits if you're red fishing. Just get them set up in there. Let it set. If you add a weight and it's not working for you, take them weights off and freeline that cut mullet or that cut ladyfish. That seems to be the ticket here lately. Is just change your hook setup. If you got to change out where you don't have a hook, or no weight, go with no weight. If it's really blowing and the current's moving, put a weight on. But all this area right through here, all the way down to Allen's Bight, there's been black drum, there's been some redfish, and there's been good numbers of trout all the way to Allen's Bight.
Thanks for watching. I'm Captain Monte Graham.